Congratulations to Trailer Bridge. Today we have Whitney Ennis, Vice President of Marketing at Trailer Bridge. And you guys also have a video. So excited to show you guys so you get a little bit more scope into their program before we ask Whitney some more questions. Thank you.
The Rally for Puerto Rico charity golf tournament began in 2019 with a simple goal: to unite the transportation and logistics industry in raising critical funds for Habitat for Humanity of Puerto Rico. Since then, the tournament has provided essential funding to preserve homeownership opportunities for our neighbors across the island, now and for generations to come. In 2025, we celebrated the tournament's 5th anniversary, raising more than $100,000 alongside our industry partners, bringing the total raised since the event's inception to more than $500,000. Trailer Bridge and ATS International proudly cover 100% of the event costs, ensuring every dollar raised goes directly towards Habitat's mission. The rally event is a testament to what's possible when partners, volunteers, and community come together with one mission: to serve. Together, we're not just building homes, we're building hope.
Yay! Congratulations again to our third winner, Trailer Bridge, and their Rally Initiative, which is a truly unique model for channeling industry relationships into charitable impact. And so you guys actually cover 100% of the event costs for both rally tournaments, so that every dollar raised by participants goes directly to the nonprofit partners, which was hugely impressive when I was looking over your submission. That is a significant financial commitment. How did you guys decide on doing that? And how has that kind of changed the way that sponsors and participate show up and engage with the events?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for including us. This is truly an honor, and listening to the two awardees so far, I'm just so proud of our industry altogether. The decision for this event to be completely funded by Trailer Bridge and our partners at ATS, specifically with the Rally for Puerto Rico, started back in 2019 when we first kicked off the event, and that was before me. But I do know that the leadership wanted to do things differently. And typically a charity golf tournament, players pay a certain amount of money, and only a portion of that actually goes to a nonprofit to support the work. And so they felt really passionate about doing it differently, being game changers. And so that's exactly what we did and what we continue to do today. And I think that it allows our players and our partners to really feel an immediate impact of how they're connected to the work that we're doing. So when Trailer Bridge puts out a call for players, they will go to our rally website to register, but then they're immediately pushed over to the charity's website to make the donation. So the money is never touched by Trailer Bridge at all. It goes directly to the charity and to the nonprofit. And I believe that allows them to feel immediately the impact, and they start to get excited about what we're doing. And then they see and continue that feeling once they get to the event.
Whitney, Rally for Puerto Rico and Rally for Kate support two different causes: housing and pediatric cancer research, but they live under the same Rally brand. Very intriguing. So talk about the strategic branding behind that initiative and how it connects those two causes for Trailer Bridge.
Of course. For Trailer Bridge, a lot of what we do when it comes to the community is a work around supporting youth, supporting the children in the communities where we work and live and play. And the event Rally for Puerto Rico was started in 2019 out of a response to support the community following the devastation of Hurricane Maria. And we knew at that point that the need for families was homes and was housing. And so that's where it was built out of. And as we kind of moved through the process, we saw how that the type of tournament we were putting on, how we were doing it, the impact that we were having, when we were introduced to the Kate Amato Foundation back in 2022 and learned how wildly underfunded pediatric cancer research is, we knew we could have an impact there as well and support that need. And because it's directly tied to the life of a child, it felt like the perfect opportunity for us to bring in the Rally brand. And so it's one big brand. Rally for Puerto Rico is hosted with our partners at ATS. Rally for Kate is here in Jacksonville with Trailer Bridge, but all to support families and to support children.
Love that. And you guys actually deliberately kept each tournament at 88 players to keep that experience really relationship driven and exclusive. How did you develop that and know that was kind of the right model for your event?
Well, I think first of all, our leadership really loves a quick round of golf, and they don't want to be stuck with slow play. But what it boils down to is typically charity golf tournaments will max out the players. So it's around 144 players, doubled up on par fives. It makes for a really long day of golf, and you spend the majority of your day with the other three players in your foursome. And so when we decided that we wanted to keep it to 88 players, it allows our guests, our players, to really spend time with each other, because we typically finish in about 4 hours, and then we have a really great award ceremony afterwards where they get to sit around, enjoy a great meal with other people from the event, and really get to build relationships. And we are finding that year after year, and we just literally were in Puerto Rico, I think last week for the Rally for Puerto Rico. People are getting there earlier because they want to connect, and they're staying longer. And the rooms buzz with energy, and they buzz with conversation. And that's what this is all about. It's about supporting a cause that's really important to us, but also fostering relationships within our industry.
Well, Rally for Kate honors Kate Amato, who of course lost her life to cancer. As the program grows and raises more money, how do you make sure that her story and the human dimension stays front and center?
So I think that that's a great question, Jeff, because the human element is the most important thing in both of these tournaments. And whenever we developed the Rally for Kate branding, we worked with her mom to make sure that we were incorporating elements that were important to Kate, like the butterfly. Her favorite color is included. We ensure that her picture and her likeness and her spirit is included in all of our branding and our messaging. And so that's one way that we keep her alive and keep her story alive throughout the tournament, because we never want to lose sight of the why behind what we're doing. But I think the most impactful way that we do that is through our trophies for the Rally for Kate. They're very unique, and they've become a hot commodity. The trophies are actually butterflies that have been hand painted by children who are actually going through treatment here at Wolfson's Children's Hospital in Jacksonville or Nemours. And so every trophy is unique. Some of them write their names on it, and it allows us to give our winners something that when I put it up on the shelf in their office, they have a story to tell. And it's not something that is like standard or that we can get from a shop. It is totally unique to them. And it's a reminder that Kate spent time in the hospital through treatment. And what we're trying to do is to raise funds to support research that allows children to have safer and better treatment opportunities in the future.
Amazing.
That's beautiful.
The trophies get me every year.
Oh my God. I know. I'm just like, I don't even see them, just hearing about them is touching. So switching over a little bit to the Rally for Puerto Rico before I start crying. Over 90 companies have participated in the Rally for Puerto Rico, and many of them are actually competitors inside the transportation and logistics space. So what do you think that says about this industry, which you kind of touched on it when you came in and you were like, I just love this industry and what everybody's doing. But what does that tell you about this industry that so many peers show up for this year after year?
So I know you're asking about Rally for Puerto Rico, but I want to tell a story that's tied to Rally for Kate. And Lisa, Kate's mom, told me one time as we were planning that Kate loved to get the neighborhood kids together when she was at home for games and activities in the streets. You know, like how you would play as a kid and just get everybody involved. And she was kind of the ringleader. And to me, it was like, this is exactly what we're trying to do with our rally tournaments. We're trying to bring in all of our friends in the industry to come together around a central cause or two special causes to have a really good time and to serve our communities. And I think what we've seen is that competition doesn't matter, that when we get together, our common goal across the industry is that we want to serve, right? Our jobs in the day-to-day is to serve the community in general. Like, the world depends on logistics, but I think it goes beyond that for a lot of us, that we want to serve and have a meaningful impact. And I think that's the testament that we see at our tournaments.
Amazing. Again, congratulations, Whitney. This is tremendous programming. Congratulations to you and to Trailer Bridge for this Purpose Award recognition.